Hi everyone, my name's Faith, and I guess we're going to talk about some knitting and crochet stuff today. Um, this is my first video, so hopefully, I'm really hopeful I'm not going to have to edit this too much, but we'll see how that works out. So far, it's not gone super um well, as in this is what I mean. There is going to have to be some editing that happens, but hopefully I can keep it to a minimum. I have my tea just here because I am, yes, quintessentially British tea. um Craft, are crafts particularly British? I don't know, probably not. Also, I guess this isn't typical tea. This is a lemon and ginger tea, so maybe that changes things. Anyway, see, we're already off topic. Good start. Okay, so I thought we'd start by talking about some of the projects I've got on the go at the moment. Probably because they're probably the easiest things to talk about. I I have got loads of ideas of like stuff I want to do in the future, which I think I'll get onto in a little bit. It kind of depends how long this ends up being, because like I said, I've not done this before. So, um, I have a couple of things I'd like some advice on. If anybody is willing to share any thoughts, tips, that'd be great. But yeah, let's just get on with it, shall we? Okay, so a little bit of context. I have crocheted for a very long time. I've done quite a lot of different projects, like this blanket behind me. There's a couple of other blankets dotted around this room. I've made some like stuffed toy type things. I never know how you say it. Is it like amigurumi, whatever? Things like that. I've made some. Yeah, I've made lots of different things over the years. Um, so crochet is kind of my comfort zone, as it were, but I'm trying to get into knitting. I did learn to knit when I was a child, but I want to be able to make like garments and cool things. So that's kind of what that's the new thing I'm attempting at the moment, which I will show you my progress. Oh, and I actually have a few bits of yarn that I'd like to haul as well, I guess. Is that a thing if people do yarn hauls? Um, I don't know if I'm using language from other parts of YouTube in knitting YouTube. I don't know. I clearly have no idea what I'm talking about. Okay, cool. Let's get on with it. So, the first project that I want to show you is this one. Hang on. Let me just get the bits. So, the first project I want to share with you is a very stereotypical crochet project. Essentially, I'm just making granny squares. I have this pink and red. It's Aran yarn. I'm pretty sure it's 100% acrylic. It's from Hobbycraft. It's the Women's Institute. Is that right? I was gonna Google it. I'm recording on my phone, so I can't Google it. Pretty sure it's that. If not, I'll pop it on the screen what it is. Yarn. This is obviously like a plain true red. It is very red. It's very kind of bold, stereotypical primary color red. And then we have this more of like a baby pink, which says baby pink, very pale baby pink with like flecks in it of different colors. I'm gonna have to learn all the terminology, aren't I? This I really like this yarn. It's really soft. I have quite sensitive skin. I'm prone to eczema, so I do struggle with picking out yarns. I have been doing a little bit of like research over the last couple of weeks, really, about what kinds of yarns will work for me, because I don't want to always use acrylic because I know that's not the nicest thing to use. I'm really intrigued by cotton and bamboo mixes. I've seen some really nice ones. Actually, I've got a little bit of cotton and bamboo to show you in a minute. And also linen. There was a linen and cotton blend in a shop I was in earlier today, which again I'll talk about in a minute, which looked really nice as well. If anybody has any experience of working with any of those kind of blends, can you let me know like what you think of them? Also interested in like the drape of like finished products, because this is it's quite structured really. I mean, it's very soft. It's not as structured as some acrylics I have used, which can be really quite stiff. I don't know what the word is. But anyway, yes. I have these from I don't even know what projects. Some of it might even be stuff that my mum has given me. I'm not really sure. I have used this yarn before on a couple of the projects that I've made. This is all this brand, this type of yarn. Don't think there's any of the baby pink in it, or the red actually, ironically. So at the moment I'm just making granny squares. That's literally it. I've made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 big granny squares. Some it's like Madagascar, isn't it? White with black stripes or black with white stripes. Some pink with red, some red with pink, if that makes sense. So some of the first round is red and some of the first round is pink. I have also started a couple of little squares, these little baby ones. Initially, I just made a load of middles because I do find the first round of a granny square into a magic ring, magic circle, whatever they're called. I do find them a little bit, I don't know, just a little bit fiddly. Like I just the rest of the granny square I just prefer doing, but I like that they work up quite quickly. And I did just want to get a load of them done, so I did 4 in one go, and with the intention of just carrying on going, and I will. But I also do think they're actually just really cute on their own. I like how like bold the contrast of the colours is, whereas these feel a bit more obviously stripy. Anyway, at the moment I don't really know what I'm gonna turn this into. I just knew that I really liked this pink and red combination and I wanted to do something with it. Granny squares are really easy and we had a long drive, so I just sat. I was a passenger princess and did my crochet. Because I find them, it's just really straightforward for me to just do them fairly mindlessly. I'm thinking maybe a cardigan, although I don't know how simple that would be to construct. It's got to be fairly straightforward. It's the kind of thing where I might get to the point where I've got enough squares to do that, and then like seam it together, see if I like it. If I don't like it, I can take it apart and use the granny squares for something else. I could put them on a blanket. Blanket is like the most obvious thing to me that springs to mind. This yarn wouldn't work for like a bag, so I can't really make a bag out of it. I could make some cushion covers, I guess. If you've got any other ideas for things to do with granny squares that are made of acrylic, so they don't like, it's not like cotton. I couldn't use it to make a bag or anything. I also actually have this granny square. Maybe I'll put some photos in. Which is a slightly different granny square to the ones I've done before, because we were recently on holiday and I picked this thing up, which I'll show you now. This. It's the Granny Square card deck, 50 mix and match designs. I got this from Hobbycraft. Is that right? Yeah, it goes from Hobbycraft. I believe it was like £15. But there are 50 designs inside. And what's really cool about these is that. So for example, this is the one that I did. It has a picture of the finished granny square on one side and then it has the chart on the other. And what's really cool is the photos are on all of them. So you could, if you were making some kind of project, you could lay them out, the designs that you're planning to put together. You could lay them out on the floor to see what all those designs would look like together. The colours are different and stuff like that, so it wouldn't, you know, it's not going to be a perfect representation, but it is helpful to see what designs would look like next to each other. So that's pretty cool. I will say some of the designs are just like changing colours in different places, that kind of thing. Which is understandable. 50 is a lot of designs, so but I just thought it was really cool, and it was a nice little. It just made me think differently. I'm so used to doing typical granny squares that I'd never really thought about doing like this. But it was fun and I enjoyed it. And I'm enjoying granny squares. Like I said, they're super easy, straightforward, really like easy to like listen to something or watch something at the same time. So yeah, so that's my first project, my little crochet ongoing project that could be going on for many, many months yet, potentially. Okay. So for my second ongoing project, it is probably as chaotic as it looks. Um this is the I guess I should say for that previous the red and pink granny square, I'm not following a pattern, I'm just making squares. For this I'm following a pattern. The pattern I am following is the I'll put it here. Is the I want to say it's the Loopy scrunchie bag. I want to say something like that. I'm doing the crochet version because again, crochet is kind of my go-to. It's what I'm more comfortable with, and so I knew that I could. I knew that like I'd be fine making this. So for this, I'm using a couple of bits of yarn that I just had. Again, I'm not really sure how or from where. I got some off a family friend, and then this green I actually picked up fairly recently. It doesn't have the label on it anymore, but it's the same as this. It's the Hello Reborn recycled cotton yarn. It's a DK weight, but obviously the green version. So that's the green. This is I have no idea what this is. Obviously I have loads of it. Again, pretty sure I got this off like a family friend who gets a lot of yarn from like places where they recycle art supplies and stuff like that. I have no idea what this is made of. My guess is that it probably does have some kind of wool in it. It feels quite rough on my hands, and like I say, I'm quite sensitive to. I have quite sensitive skin. Um, I'm pretty sure this has got some type of wool in it. It might even be pure wool, but again, I have literally no idea. And then the dark blue is again from I think I was given this by the same person. I want to say this is like denim. It looks like denim. It feels like denim. It's structured. It feels like a similar texture to denim. So my guess is that this is some kind of denim yarn, if that's a thing. But yeah, I am very, very nearly done with this. I literally just have to seam it all together. I think you have to like crochet around the edge of the actual bag bit itself and then put in your the bit that you pull tight. I really hope that people know what pattern this is and have some context, otherwise this isn't going to make any sense. But I'll have put some pictures in, so hopefully you'll see what I mean. But this is what it's looking like at the moment. As you can tell, it's very long. It's got my stitch markers for my increases and my decreases all in here. Yeah, do you know what? I'm really pleased with the colorway and the stripes that I chose. I was quite nervous about running out of the denim, the dark blue yarn because I don't have that much of it. I have a few. I had like maybe 3 balls this size, which obviously there's quite a lot of stripes going on here. Initially, I did actually start doing pale blue and the dark blue, and I hadn't put the green in it. And I got to, I want to say maybe like even this far. And I decided that I'd be better off putting the dark blue as every other stripe and using something for the other one, so I chose that green. Yeah, I'm really pleased with it so far. I really hope that the final stages work well and it comes out nicely. I guess I'll update you when this is done, which hopefully won't be too long, because like I say, I haven't got that much more to do. And I do have a like thing for the pull cord thing picked out already. This is from, oh, I have no idea how you say this. Sostrum Green, I want to say. Sostrum Gren, not sure. This is a 70% cotton, 30% polyester cord, I guess. Which I was going to use because it's got stripes and I feel like it kind of works. I'm going to see if this does work. If it doesn't, then I will choose something else. I could always make like a really long chain and then like put like maybe 1 or 2 rows on it just to strengthen it a little bit and use that if needed, and then it could match one of the colors. I do think this would look cool though, so we'll just see. So that's my second project, nearly done. Yeah, we're getting there with that one. Hopefully some updates coming soon. Okay, on to my third and last project, and probably maybe the one I'm most excited about. Because it's my knitting project. So this is my current knitting project. Like I said at the start, I did learn to knit as a child and maybe did like a couple of scarves, that kind of thing. But I do, like I say, I love crochet, very used to crocheting. When it comes to garments though, I do prefer the look of like a knit finish. Obviously like some tops purely work in crochet because they are quite lacy and kind of have that crochet feel to them. But when it comes to like jumpers and stuff like that, I do tend to prefer a knitting finish. So I decided to challenge myself and see if I could actually learn to knit and knit an actual garment. Like I say, I'm not really starting from scratch because I did know a little bit about knitting, so like hopefully this isn't too much of a jump, but we'll see. So the pattern I'm following for this is the chalet jumper. I can't remember what the designer is, but I'll pop it on the screen and I'll put it in the description as well. So far so good. We're getting there. There's a couple of things I had to like double check and Google and watch some videos and stuff like that, but that's totally fine. I did gym and short rows, which I was very proud of myself for doing. Hopefully I've done them right. We'll see, I guess. But yeah, so yarn wise, it's the same yarn as the pink and red one, because like I said, I do have quite a lot of it. I don't really know how. Actually that's a lie, I do know how. This blue is similar to the pink in that it has the little flecks in it, and this was a yarn I used for a blanket that I made for my husband a couple of years ago. So I've got quite a lot of this left, and I also have this burgundy that I'm holding with the blue. The pattern does call for Aran yarn held double, so obviously that's why I've chosen those. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm really pleased with how this is coming out. The pattern is designed to have like a bit of like a mild effect, like that's what it looks like in the pictures. It's like a two-tone kind of jumper. I don't know if you can see that. I think it's coming out really nicely. So yeah, I'm really pleased with it so far. I believe, correct me if any of you have made this pattern and or just know more about knitting, I believe that this is the top of the back. And I think this is shaping for the shoulders. And I think I'm now working down the back. Something like that. I'm not really sure. But I'm just going to follow the pattern. I've got quite a few rows of just like carrying on going in stockinette to still do before I move on to like the next bit of the pattern. But yeah, so far I'm really enjoying it. Like I said, this yarn is really soft and I'm quite used to working with it because I've used it for so many projects. So yeah, it's easy on my hands, and I wasn't sure about holding double. I wasn't sure if that was going to be awkward with the actual knitting itself, but it seems to be absolutely fine, and yeah, no issues with it so far. This one, I'm not expecting to have an update anytime soon because yeah, I'm still learning, but I'm really enjoying it. I actually really like circular needles as well. I'm having a lot of fun with those. But yeah, hopefully one day. It's kind of why I started. I know this does seem like a really thick jumper. It is going to be so warm. Obviously it's Aran knitted twice, so it is like chunky. I know it does seem like maybe a weird time of year to choose to make something like this, but I'm expecting it to take me quite a long time. So I'm hoping it'll be ready for autumn. Because I'm not expecting to have it done anytime soon. But yeah. So that's my third and last project that I'm kind of currently working on. So yeah, those are all the projects that I'm working on at the moment. Like I said, hopefully the scrunchie bag I'll have something to show for pretty soon, as in like a final product. The rest, who knows how long it's going to take, but I'm really enjoying the process. Last but not least, I wanted to share some yarns that I've picked up recently for various different reasons. I'll explain as we go. Firstly, again, don't know how to say the name, Sostrengren, not sure. I really like their cotton. I work quite a lot with cotton. So when I was in there the other day, I picked up 3 different green shades. They are all just 100% cotton. The reason why I picked up a few different greens is because over the last, like, I don't know, 6 months, more than that, not sure, I've made quite a lot of like flower crocheted bookmarks. So like crocheted a little cute flower on the top, and then you have like a string, which is obviously like the stem, chain and a couple of rows on that, and then a leaf at the bottom. I think they're quite popular. They're quite a Pinterest kind of project to be doing. And you can use them as bookmarks, and it just means that like a little flower pops out the top and a little leaf pops out the bottom of your book. So I've made quite a few of them for various different friends and stuff like that. A couple of the girls at book club, that kind of thing. And I've just run out of green. So I thought I'd pick up some more and give myself some options. I couldn't pick between the 3, so I got all 3. Because obviously, like, depending on the flower that you're doing, different greens go with different colours. So just giving myself some options. How many times can I say giving myself some options? So I picked those up quite a while ago. I have actually got some other of their cotton yarn, but I do have quite a lot of cotton generally. Again, that I've been given by various people or family or picked up myself or whatever over the years. So I know I like working with cotton. I know that it's not too hard on my hands, and I know that it works quite nicely for those kind of projects where you don't really want them to stretch too much. So yeah, they're perfect. Yeah. And last but not least, I picked up 3 new balls of wool this morning, which I'm actually really, really excited about. Firstly, I picked up this, which is Wendy Peter Pan 3-ply, 50 grams. This is 55% polyamide and 45% premium acrylic. It feels really nice. It does feel soft. It feels quite similar to the Aran yarn that I've used for lots of my projects. It feels quite soft, but I really like the colour. It's very baby blue, pale blue, very cute. Yeah, so I picked that one up. I mentioned this earlier. I also picked up a ball of bamboo and cotton. This is Stylecraft. Natural yarn from Stylecraft. 60% bamboo, 40% cotton, DK weight. And I've got this really pretty green shade 7253 moss. I really like this kind of is this chartreuse? I don't know. I really like this green. I think it's really nice. Green is obviously my favorite color. I've just realized that it's really obvious that green is my favorite color. I'm wearing green trousers. This is green, and I've got 3 of the balls of green wool. So, yeah, I just really like it, and I really like the texture. Very tempted to crochet like a cardigan or something out of something like this. I think it would be really nice for the summer. I really was tempted to buy a load for a project, but I wanna pick out what I'm gonna do first, pick out a pattern, and then go buy the yarn for it. If I'm gonna buy lots for like a cardigan or something like that. And then lastly, I got a ball of Rowan Kid Silk Haze, made with Super Kid mohair. This is 70% mohair and 30% silk. It's very fluffy. Yeah. I feel like there should be more to say about this. I don't really know anything about yarns. Um, I think it's kind of obvious that like with a lot of the stuff that I've done over the years, I've been given bits of yarn and I've got like random bits and pieces from various different places, and I used lots of like I've got lots of acrylic and stuff like that. So I'm not really used to like thinking about what kind of yarn it is, but I'm just more aware of it because of watching some knitting and crochet stuff on YouTube, and also because I do want to get into making more garments and stuff like that. And I don't want to be using acrylic all the time. This feels fine to me. I think I could cope with this on my skin. I don't really know what mohair is, but this is a really beautiful blue shade. Um, I don't know what kind of blue you would call that. Is that like periwinkle? I don't know, but I really like it with the green. Um, I think that's really pretty together, and I also really like it with the pale blue. Um, the reason why I've picked, well, not this one so much. This was just I really like the color, and I want to have a go working with the bamboo and cotton and kind of see what it works up like. Um, these two in particular I picked up because I want to make a scrunchie as a like a little project to have on the go. Maybe make a few, maybe give some away, that kind of thing. And I really like the seaweed scrunchie pattern, which is a crochet pattern by Megan Faith Makes. Um, I'd really like to make that one, and that calls for 2 strands of lace held together, lace weight held together. So I got the 3-ply thinking that like that will work. Obviously, because it's a scrunchie, it doesn't really matter massively. But I also picked this up because I thought it might be nice to hold with something to give it just a little bit more interest. Um, I'm gonna have a look upstairs in my stash to see like if there's anything else I could use potentially. Um, but yeah, it gives me some options and it keeps me excited and interested, which is what we want, whilst I'm using other stuff from what I already own as well. So that's my little yarn haul as well. Oh, just dropped one. I think we might call it there for today. There are a couple of other patterns that I'm thinking about working on. I also don't want to overwhelm myself too much by starting too much too soon. If anybody has any recommendations for different kinds of yarn I could try that might be good with sensitive skin, then please do let me know. Also, if anybody has any recommendations for any patterns that use Aran yarn, let me know, because again, I've got quite a lot of that. Aran acrylic to get through. And I don't want it to all go to waste. So if you've got any recommendations for that, let me know. Particularly if it works in like multicolored, because I have quite a few different colors of it. But yeah, I got a couple of other video ideas as well as patterns I'd like to make. Things like I could maybe do like a little roundup of like some of the types of things I've made over the years. Because they are quite varied, so I think that might be kind of interesting. But yeah, if you made it this far through, congratulations, you're a trooper. Thanks so much for watching. Like I said, please do chat with me in the comments, and yeah, hopefully I'll maybe see you again soon. Bye.